So under set you can see hash set we are going to look into hash set.
Okay.
So I will show you how to create a hash set. So hash set can be created two ways. Same, that is hash set equals to new hash set. The second way is polymorphic representation. Set hash set equals to new hash set. So I will write a program here. Hash set demo. So here you can see set hash set equals to new hash set. And let me import this Java util then hash set Java util. Onto this hash set, control space, adding elements. You can see add element. I'm just adding over there. Fine. Similarly, let me add few more elements. 5, 4, 3, 10, and 15. Now I print the hash set. Contents are but hash set. Captain.
Yes, Captain.
Yes, Captain. Print this Java application. You can see it is printing in ascending order. Whatever the sequence you are inserting the elements, it is
Mm-hmm.
sorting internally.
Okay.
Fine. Then I'll take you back to array list demo. So
Mm-hmm.
here I have executed samples adding student object to array list, right?
Yes.
One, and second thing is another array list example we have where I have added country names, then numbers 1 to 10, numbers 11 to 15, right?
Mm-hmm.
I want you to work out the same sample using set here. So I write here, work out the same scenario used with array list. Okay,
Okay.
then I'll take you towards map. So map is a unique collection where data is stored in the form of key value pairs. Key value pairs. Key value pairs. So it is something like I say one okay, country and capital. India, it is Delhi. Malaysia is Kuala Lumpur. America, Washington. Singapore, Singapore.
Oh, for Singapore is the one.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
Pakistan, Pakistan,
Lahore, Islamabad. Okay.
Islamabad, Islamabad. Bhutan,
I don't know.
Myanmar, Thimphu. Bhutan new name is Myanmar.
Oh, okay.
So
But what is this capital name?
Thimphu,
Thimphu?
Tim, capital
Okay.
city name.
Okay.
So these are, I mean, the pair of data here, key value. Whenever I say key, the country name,
Mhm.
it gives me the value Kuala Lumpur for Malaysia. So America, it is
Okay.
Washington. So like this, the data is stored in the form of key value pairs. So
Okay.
let me write one example map. Class map demo. Finish. Map, map equals to new HashMap. And let me import this Java util map and this Java util HashMap. So here, let me put data into the map. Map dot put. You can see till now we have been using add keyword, add method. So here
Mm-hmm.
map has a method called put that is
Yeah.
similar to add, where we can add elements. So I
Yeah. Key value pairs.
and a value. So here I am using something like ID and name. ID.
Mm-hmm.
So I just say ID and ID being the key, name being the value. So I copy this and add few more data. So 2, 3. So I have added the data. Then let me put, I mean the contents here. Contents are, I print the map directly. As you can see, it prints the data like key value pairs. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
key value. Now the thing is, we will see how to navigate across a collection. Till now, we have been displaying the collection as it is,
Yes.
like in SOP statement, printing the collection directly. So if we go back to our sample collection, okay, with array list, I have shown you using for loop. So how to use a for loop to navigate across the collection, right?
Mm-hmm.
So with the same array list, I will show you using the other ways. So navigating across the collection. Let me write here navigation across the collection. There are four ways. One is using for loop. The second one is using for each loop.
Mm-hmm.
Three is using iterator. Four, list iterator. So these are the four ways. So this is the traditional way that is using for loop, traditional way. And for each loop is actually an advanced for loop we say. So let me write this for each loop somewhere here. I'll explain this for each loop. For each loop is known as advanced for loop or an extension to for loop. An extension to traditional for loop. So here the thing is, the syntax is like this. For it goes like this. Here inside this there will be right side. I mean, there will be a colon separating the collection here, and left side collection type variable. So the thing is, suppose if the collection is an array here, array of integers assume, then this will be the array name right side, and left side would be integer array, right? So it would be an integer variable over there. So the thing is, when we compare traditional for loop and advanced for loop, so I write here traditional for loop. So with traditional for loop, one, there will be three expressions. One is initialization, two, incrementation, that is update of the loop, three, increment of the loop. Better say update of the wait, boolean check. I'll put boolean. Second one is boolean check. So it would be something like for here. It goes initialization semicolon boolean check semicolon update. That is maybe plus or minus, incrementation or decrementation. Here goes block of statements, right?
Yes.
Whereas with the advanced for loop, you can see there is no initialization, there is no boolean check, there is no update. All are automatically done. The thing is, initialization generally we traverse either from beginning or to beginning to end or end to beginning. So if we are doing from beginning to end, initialization would be obviously the index equals to 0, right? 0th position. And Boolean check, what we are doing, it is we are going to cross check against less than the size of the collection. And update is that is incrementation or decrementation. With advanced for loop, what happens is this initialization is automatically done. That is, the initialization happens to 0 over there, index. And Boolean check, so Boolean check, it automatically takes the collection size and it checks against the index less than collection size. Then update here, only incrementation happens. So with advanced for loop, it is, let me write here, advanced for loop, only forward navigation is possible. Backward navigation you cannot do. That's the limitation of advanced for loop. That is, incrementation happens one by one here, in the steps of one. So the syntax would be like this. For with colon symbol, right side collection, left side collection type variable, and here goes block of statements. This. So let me write for loop, for advanced for loop. If you see, I'm taking you back to arrays demo where I had student objects. I'm just adding here, okay?
Okay.
Use for each loop navigate, and I just print a line separator to display the output. So my collection name is student list, you can see. I created array list student list, then I added two student objects, right?
Yes.
Yes, I am using that. So student list. So let me go here. It is for, I go colon, right side it is student list. And left side, it is actually a java.lang.object. So what I say is object obj. Okay. I mean, my
Mm,
student list has objects in it, java.lang.objects, because it's a collection, right? Then I go, this object is actually a student over there, right? So I need to, I think it is student one, yes, student one. St equals to here, I need to go for typecast. I believe I have explained this step in our previous sample. Even here also you can see with our for loop, I have that step because
mm,
my collection has java.lang.objects. By default, it holds java.lang.objects. But actually they are students. So from java.lang.object, we need to downcast to our actual student one. The same step I am writing here. Okay.
okay.
Then I just copy paste the other statements. Yes. ID and name. And I execute this. Of course, this is the result given after this separator line, you can see. Okay. So here we are not going to initialize it to index 0 and we are not going to cross check again this size over there. I mean this thing. Boolean check also we are not done. Then incrementation also we are not done because they are automatically done for this. And this for each loop is specially designed for Java collections.
Got it. Okay.
All right here. Working with Java collection. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So this is second way. I will show you the third way also here. That is iterator. So with iterator, what happens is iterator is actually an interface. Iterator have methods that help navigating across the collection. So what I'll do is I will use iterator here. I copy this line and use iterator. So to use iterator, there are steps. One, step one, obtain the iterator reference. So how we are going to obtain is, my collection name is student list, right? Student list. So from collection dot iterator method. So in collection there is a method called iterator. So you need to use this iterator method and it will return iterator object, you can say iterator reference. This one. So I am using this. Iterator. Yes, iterator. And let me remove this angular braces. We will see this soon. Iterator, IT. Then, step 2. Use while loop to navigate across the collection using iterator. So I am using while loop while, look there, I am using iterator, it. Are there elements in the collection has next. Is there a next element? It returns a boolean, you can see. If there is an element, it returns true. If there is no element, then it returns false. So has next. Yes, there are elements. Of course, there are two objects. There are, right, student objects. So the first object, it checks, is there an object over there? Yes, of course. Then so use while loop, and particularly here use has next method to check the availability of the object. Better say element in the collection. Second, that is step 3, use next method to obtain the object present at that position. So it dot next, you can see next method. Next method is returning object, object object. So I use this object object, it is object obj. Okay, but my object is actually pointing to student. So I need to typecast it again. Same object is pointing to student st, and here of course student. Let me use student 1, it is actually student 1. Done. I go copy paste the getter methods, these things, and print here. This we got. So the thing is, let me go paint application. So assume this is a collection and there are elements here. Yes. So there are elements 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12, 13, 26. So this is the collection, and I use an iterator here. So how to use an iterator? So from my collection, I say list dot iterator. Iterator method is going to give me iterator object reference. IT. Now by using IT dot, so what I say, while IT dot as next. It means I got an iterator and my iterator is going to check here. So let me use, my iterator is going to check here has next. Is there an element over there? Yes, right, there is an element. Then it gets into the while loop here. Here, what happens is, now IT dot next. Yes, there are elements. So take that element. So here I had obj. Yes. So there are elements here, of course. Here even 2, 6, 7, 8 are nothing but they are integer objects, right? Wrapper objects they are. So it gives the next method returns obj city object, and of course I have to typecast it to integer int object equals to obj there is, right? From obj I need to typecast. Able to follow?
Yes, yes.
I'm getting that element here. I got that element here, int object. Now I can process that. I can manipulate it once I get this. Well, here what I'm doing, I'm just displaying it. System.out.println. So SOP, I'm just printing here.
Okay.
Print object also, I just got, used getter methods over there to print ID and name. And what happens now? One loop iteration over. One iteration over, and it goes for second iteration. It checks for is there a second element over there. It means it checks here this, it checks is there a second element over there. Yes, of course. Then it gets that second element. Like this, it checks here. It checks here. Of course, it checks here. It checks here. It checks here. It checks here. Now, next iteration, it goes over there. Here, are there elements? No. It reaches end of the loop, right? So this while loop the loop would be terminated and the control comes out of this while loop. So this is what internally happens with iterator. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So let me go save this. Yes, I'm done. Then second thing is list iterator. So list iterator also has same method, has next and next method. The thing is list iterator has the same method like iterator. And second thing is it has an additional method previous. We have next, right? Next element it gives. Previous will give the previous element. And second thing is can be used both forward navigation as backward navigation also. Whereas with iterator only forward navigation. Okay. Because there is only next method over there. Whereas list iterator has previous method. Got it?
Yeah, yeah.
So I want you to work on this.
Okay.
Using list iterator object. Maybe give me 2 minutes. I'll be back.
Okay, sure.
Hello?
Oh, yeah.
So I want you to try using this list iterator. Then let me take you back to map.
Okay.
Ah, okay. So the thing is with map, how to obtain these values? I just printed them directly onto the console. Now iterating that is navigation across the map collection. So the thing is, in my map, the data is key value based, right? So let me go back here. Key value based. Key value based. So here I have a method that would return all the keys, all the keys alone, all the keys alone. India, Malaysia, America, Singapore, Pakistan, Bhutan, all the keys. In our sample, that is it returns 1, 2, 3 numbers. Okay. So how it returns is it returns in the form of a collection. Collection. So let me show you here on paint. Again, it is something like I have data like this. So let me write here 1, 2, and then here 3. Assume there is another student Raja. 4, Rani. 5, Kapil. Okay. So this is my map collection. So now what happens is let me write here map of student ID and name. So what is happening is my map has a method that would return this entire keys alone as a collection. So what type of collection it returns? Set type of collection. Set of keys. Got it? I mean this entire collection 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 entire I get as a collection. So here okay. So I am getting all the keys here. Map dot key set method. You can see key set method return type is set. It's a collection. What collection it is? Set of keys. So here I write here key set. So those keys are nothing but integers right there. So set keys. And let me import this set Java util and let me remove this. We will deal it soon, maybe tomorrow. Keys. Now I have that seed. Now the thing is I have a set of keys. The thing is I told you hash set, right? So I can use
Yes.
that set collection to navigate. I got the keys here. Now navigate across set collection. We can navigate across set collection only by iterator, not by for loop for each. For each loop, of course, we can use, but we can use only, we cannot use for loop. The reason is, so use iterator here. I write here, cannot use for loop here because set is not an index based collection. It means it will not be having any position over the index equals to 0, 1, 2, 3 like this. Okay. So sets are not index based collection. Only list is index based collection in our collection framework. I mean, let me go back here. Here collection list and set we have right border on broader level. List is an index based collection where you can use the for loop and index to get the element at particular position. Whereas with set you don't have such facility. You have to navigate only one by one. Okay. So here is my collection dot iterator. So I am using iterator over there. Iterator. And let me use iterator. And let me remove this key. I got the iterator. Now I use while loop. Same while it has next. Yes, are there elements? I mean, in my here you can see, are there elements in it? Yes, of course, integer objects are there. Integer objects. My set of keys. So now it dot next is returning an integer over there. Integer. Let me take this. And here it is object obj, whereas my object is actually an integer over there. Integer. I need to downcast it to integer. Done. And I got an integer over there. So in Java we have automatic unboxing. This is a boxed integer object. So this step int object dot int value you can see here. It gives primitive value actually. Primitive value. So here int I int each key it is actually each key. This is keys collection, KEYS keys collection. Whereas here each key I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and so on like this. Now use the key to obtain the value. So in my map dot get method, get will take key. Get method will take key. And it gives value. So my value is nothing but string, right? String name it is. And of course get method returns object object. So I need to downcast it to string. I'm done. And display here system.out.println. I display key plus value, that is name. I'm done. Let me execute this. So here I got 1 colon Mehboob. So 2 colon Anya, 3 colon Ravi. Are you able to follow this? Any difficulty in understanding this map navigation?
No. Okay.
Fine. So that's how we use map to navigate. And Yes, I have been telling you about that capital E, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is generating. So the thing is that E is actually generic. So, generic. So before getting into that, let me add one point here for each loop. For each loop, this is introduced in Java 5 version. Prior to Java 5, there was no for each loop. Right from
Okay.
Java 5, it was introduced, and we are discussing now generic type parameter. Right here. So the thing is, I go to my paint application. I just look here. I have separated this. I have a box here. I have a box here. I have a box here. And these box contain objects. There are certain objects, okay? Now, by
Mm-hmm.
just looking at the box, can you say what object it has in it? Cannot say, right?
Mm-hmm. No.
Now what I'll do is I label these objects with some name, okay?
Okay.
Apples, jewels, animals. Now can you see? How about this box now? What does it contain? This
Yeah,
box
it's apples.
contains apples, right? And this contains
Yeah.
jewels, right? And this contains animals. So when you label the box, it is easy to identify. So before labeling, that box is representing a collection. Of course, after label also it is representing a collection of objects. So before that label, they are java.lang.objects. So I cannot say what object particularly it is. It is a generic object over there, right? So here, generic type parameter is used to represent particularly what object my collection has, what objects they are. Got it?
Yeah. Yes.
Now let me go back here. So with the help of generics, what happens is the additional typecasting can be reduced. I will explain you by example. So I am taking you back towards that student example. Okay. So here what I am doing is my
Okay.
while loop process here and I write here. So using generics. So I am creating another collection, and I am putting student objects here. Okay, create another collection and put student objects. So here we are using generics. So I say list. So I say when I say list, now it is giving me generic type parameter e over there. Particularly, I am mentioning that they are student one object. List of students equals to new array list of, and when I import this over there also I can mention it is student one object. Got it? So previously I did not use this, that's it. Okay.
Okay.
Now I go. So what do you want me to use? Iterator, index, I mean for loop or traditional, I mean advanced for loop. What do you want me to use to navigate across this?
Yeah, I think use advanced for loop.
Okay, fine. advanced. Use for each loop. So for each loop syntax would be something like this, right? Right side is list of collection. Now my list of collections, they are particularly student objects, right? So I can directly write student one, it is, sorry, student one. Got it? If I did not mark my collection with student one, then I have written something like this. OBJ, object OBJ, then I typecasted this. Got it? These two statements, right? Now I don't need to write that two statements. Instead, I go directly write student st. And by using that st, I can get this, and I close this. I execute this, and here, okay, let me what happened here. Using generics, why it is not displaying ID? Okay, sorry, because I did not add to my collection. Collection is empty, right? I did not add to two student objects.
So yeah, okay.
Add the two student objects. That is why it is not displaying anything. The thing is, I need to add list of student dot add student one. Similarly, student two. I am done. Now that's got it.
Yeah.
Shall I use iterator for the same?
Okay.
Now use iterator. The thing is, I have a collection now, list of students with student one marking. Now, now I use, so what I need to get obtain iterator, right? So how do I do list of students? List of students dot iterator. So here I need an iterator reference. So what I'll do is, while creating the iterator also, you can use generic type parameter, or the student one, it is student one, IT1 I say. And while loop, while IT1 dot has next, and IT1 dot next. Look there. Previously, my next method used to display the return type as OBJECT object. Now it is displaying student one.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, because I marked that iterator as student one, it contains, right? Yes. So here directly you can do student one st. No need to typecast again. That's what the advantage. No need to go for additional type safety checking. And then put that. I just copy paste this. Yes. And let me execute this. If you see this particularly are the result of iterator with student one marking as a label. Got it?
Yeah.
Yes. That's about using generic type parameters along with collection. Fine, I will share some PDFs with the collection examples, and I want you to work out on that.
Sure, Ahmad. Yeah.
And
Okay.
and second thing is With this collections, we have finished more than 50% of the syllabus. I need
Okay.
confirmation email from you that we have finished 50% of the syllabus. Okay. I will draft a
Sure.
mail.
Yeah.
Syed would be drafting a mail. You reply on that
Okay.
mail and mention that 50% of the syllabus is done. Okay. Just confirm on
Okay.
this.
Yeah, sure. And also, can I get the complete brochure or the syllabus details?
Yeah, I will. I will. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. Yeah.
All right.
And I'll modify my calendar to 3:30.
All right, sir. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
See
Okay.
you
Thank you
tomorrow.
very much.
Okay. Bye bye.